Release orchestration is about getting teams to collaborate so releases can take effect. It's pretty rare in organizations, certainly organizations at scale, to only have one team working on a release. It quite often requires the efforts of multiple teams, the outputs of multiple teams, to facilitate a release of value. And of course, all of these teams need to be joined up. They need to make sure that their deliverables are synchronized so that release can in fact occur. That's what release orchestration is about. It's about making sure that the teams are joined up in their efforts. And you might orchestrate a release, for example, by having a scrum of scrums, by having representatives of each team meet specially to collaborate, specifically for the purpose of making sure that these releases do happen as and when the teams have agreed. Now, release orchestration is a bit more than release management, and certainly quite a bit more than release planning. Release management and release planning aren't quite the same thing as orchestrating a release. When you do release management or release planning, you are effectively planning to do releases in advance, maybe 6 months in advance, maybe a year in advance. You're setting out a kind of a roadmap for what the releases are going to look like. Now, that's not necessarily, in fact, it really isn't particularly agile. I mean, you really do want a more agile way of delivering value than that, than having these plans that could go awry quite quickly. So release orchestration is about moving from traditional release planning towards release on demand. And it's about helping teams, coaching teams to do that. So you've got multiple teams working to achieve a release, and you've also got the need to reduce batch sizes. In other words, to reduce the planning that needs to be done in order to facilitate a release. Release orchestration is about those two things.